Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Case of the Mondays. It is I, the Boomer, along with Cousin Boomer. Say hello, Matt.
What's going on?
What's happening with you, man?
Not much, man. Just work today, work yesterday, work tomorrow. Everything is fucking work. Uh, yeah.
Yeah? Do you know
I'll
who's
tell
going
you.
to have to put in a lot of work soon?
Who?
Amber fucking Heard, that's who.
Oh yeah. Save up all that $10 million that she owes.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think of that?
Um, I think it's interesting. Everybody kind of, I mean, everybody was kind of on Johnny Depp's side, obviously, but at the same time, you know, it's still a case of domestic violence, and generally speaking, I don't want to make assumptions about any of other people's domestic violence issues, but a lot of the times those kind of go towards the woman, especially in America. America's kind of big on that. The legal system kind of favors women a lot, which isn't necessarily an awful thing, but it's something that you know should be noticed. But this is one of those times where I think there was a lot of outside influence. Like I think like everyone in the world like putting out memes and doing all this stuff had something to do with it.
Oh, yeah,
I
big
don't know.
time. Big
I
time,
mean
man.
there was one case of one of the jurors that was on the jury for this that voted, and he got to stay in despite the fact that it was revealed that he had text messages going between him and his wife talking about how psychotic Amber Heard is. And they let him be in the jury despite the fact that he clearly thinks that Amber Heard is a psycho.
Did they find this
Which
out before the trial was over or afterwards?
this was during the trial.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people on the internet, from what I'm seeing, that are super pissed off at the jury because they were like, there's a lot of people that are defending Amber Heard, saying that the fact that it was a jury trial was the thing that kind of killed the whole thing. A lot of people are
Well,
pouring
it
into
killed
that.
it for their side.
Yeah, it killed it for their
But
side.
because I've been seeing, because the judgment came down, what, 6 days ago or 7, 8 days ago, whatever the fuck it was. But
Yeah,
I look at it a
about
little
this week.
differently because I'm seeing all the Amber Heard supporters, and there's not a lot of them, but they are out there, and the ones that are supporting her are putting up all these different kinds of excuses for her loss. The reason that Amber Heard lost was she was her own worst witness. That's all it is. I think that the Depp's
Oh
team
yeah,
very smartly went with the strategy that, hey, look, this girl is fucking crazy, and all we got to do is get her up on the stand and let her talk, and she will sink her own battleship, and that's exactly what happened.
yeah. She was mentioning like Johnny Depp's friends that weren't part of the case. That like the people that she were referencing. Like she was told, you could see it like on the looks of like Johnny Depp's lawyer and Amber Heard's lawyer. That was what was her Johnny Depp's friend or someone in relation, Kate Moss, or was it ex of his or something like that? And
Yeah,
what was her name? Yeah, like she mentioned her, and the look on both lawyers' faces was
yeah, I
priceless,
saw that.
because one of them was devastated, and Johnny Depp's lawyer was almost fucking jumping jacks of joy. Like this man was so happy because it just brought in another witness
Yep.
against Amber. Like it's
You know what?
I think she was her own worst enemy this trial.
Definitely. You know what happened? Because Johnny wasn't there for the verdict. He was in the UK. Shout out to the UK, by the way.
Shouts out to our boys
Yep.
and
Shout
girls.
out to our boys and girls over there. But he was in the UK doing a rock concert with somebody famous. I don't know. I can't remember who it was.
I don't
But
remember either.
guess who showed up because of invitation from Johnny Depp?
Who?
Kate Moss.
Huh. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So either she was lying for Johnny, or she just really has a lot of love for people, even ones that push her down a flight of stairs. I mean, like, yeah, that moment when they mentioned Kate Moss's name and Johnny's lawyer, like, it immediately started pumping his fist, like, yeah, we got this bitch. That was there, and then how about the other attorney for Johnny Depp, that Camille Vasquez lady?
Dude, we've said it before. She's a badass.
That girl is
That
a
lady
fucking shark in the waters.
she is, yeah, she's a little snake in the grass, dude. She is,
Yeah.
she's good at her job. She's super good at her job. I wouldn't be surprised if she became like a high profile lawyer after this trial.
Oh, she's made of money now.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. This whole thing is wild. Like this whole
Wild,
all this
bizarre,
together,
hilarious, disturbing, all in one piece.
This was a really entertaining, like, and I'm not saying it's like good entertaining or bad entertaining, like from what like the stuff inside of the actual case, but it was very entertaining as a whole. Like the memes were great, the intense parts were intense, the emotional parts were emotional. I think this is a really impactful case for like media news or like media cases and stuff. This might be like one of the big ones. Like,
What do you mean by that?
I mean, people still like. I think like this. Like, if there's ever any domestic trial, high profile domestic cases or whatever in the future, like they're gonna reference this case. Like how for like murder trials and stuff, they reference O.J. Simpson cases a lot. I think like this is gonna be like domestic violence's reference point. You know what I mean? I think this is like such a high profile case with things that happened. Like everything was really dramatic. Like all like the highs were really high, the lows were really low. People were like ratting themselves out. People were like, it was a really intense piece of law, I guess, a piece of trial. And I don't know how to word that, but I think all this together, I think this is going to be like the reference point for future domestic violence cases, especially if it's men suing women for domestic violence. I think like this is like the most impactful case for that genre of law.
Yeah, you could be right.
I think so. I mean, it's very high profile, and I mean,
Well, of course, you got
it's also
Johnny Depp
different.
and Amber Heard. I mean, Amber Heard was not, I wouldn't say super famous, but Johnny Depp is a megastar.
It's a household name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amber Heard is still like a famous actress. She's obviously not as famous as Johnny Depp is, but
She's more famous
mean,
for shitting
now-
in the bed now.
now she's that famous. But I don't know. I think like I think this is really interesting. I think I'm curious to see how things go with like, because obviously her lawyer's already talking about appealing. Their appealing is already in the works, I think.
There's actually some technicality. I was reading about this the other. I wish I remembered this, but there's some kind of technicality where it looks like she, even if she wanted to appeal, she can't because she doesn't.
Really?
She doesn't have the money to do it or something. Because something about a bond. I don't know. Maybe you could look something up real quick. But there was some kind of technicality I was reading about yesterday where it was like even if she wants to appeal, she can't because she's financially tied down to pay him. And in order to get an appeal, you have to pay like a bondsman for something. I don't know. I just know it involved like some kind of bond in some way.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. One of the main link I saw was one of the main links I saw was a YouTube video. I just hurt my foot. I was trying to fix my chair. I've been having foot problems for a while. Ever since that wedding I went to, I've been having foot problems. I don't know what's going on.
But the way she can get around this is if she does have to pay a bondsman, she can always holidays are half a year away. When the holiday comes around, you can sell herds on a turd.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and put them right up there with the elf on a shelf that I love so much.
There you go. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find...
The figurine has to be in a squatting position, though.
That's perfect. I don't know. I'm looking around for it. I don't see it, but I know they're planning. I
Maybe
know
it
they're
was bull. I
planning.
mean, I'm not saying it was like legit. I saw some one article pop up that said something like that. I don't know if it was legit or not. I know I saw it though. It could be just a complete bullshit.
Yeah, I'm looking, but I think she's appealing because she can't afford to pay Johnny Depp. So I
Yeah,
think she's trying to get the money lowered. I think that's I think that's her plan. I think she's trying
yeah.
to get the money lowered because there's no shot that she could afford all this.
Well,
This
I'll tell you
is
what. I wouldn't be surprised if the two sides actually got together and settled on a lower sum or something. Because
I could
I
see
don't
that.
think Johnny did it for the money. He
I
definitely
don't
did
think
it.
so
He
either.
definitely did it to clear his name and embarrass the shit out of that crazy woman. But
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Johnny's gonna make her pay the 10 million. I think he's gonna lower the number, or they're gonna come to some post trial agreement.
yeah, so
Because
that
he
could
was
always be in the
because it's
works.
like $10 million in compensatory damages is a lot of money. I mean, obviously they're high profile actors and actresses, but like that's a lot of money
Yeah,
for compensatory damage. I mean, yeah, he was hit and all that stuff, and there was some stuff about him like having black eyes and all that stuff, but like that's a lot of money. But I'm looking
it
around.
is. But he
I see
originally
like
sued her for 50 million, which is a lot more.
you always sue for more money because it
Yeah,
always ends up coming down because it's all about the judge's verdict and what they deem as fair and not fair. So they probably, I mean, Amber's only worth like $2 million, right? Like she's not worth that much money.
right now she's worth her net worth is negative 6 million. That's
Exactly,
actually a
exactly.
thing. If you look it up, it'll say Amber Heard like negative 6 or 7 million or whatever the fuck.
I want to look at this now.
Yeah, it's actually really funny.
Yep,
Yes.
negative 6 million.
Yeah. Ain't that a bitch?
Oh, that's a bitch.
So speaking of her financial woes, when do you think she'll make an OnlyFans?
Pretty soon. She better do it soon. She's getting older. Her biological clock is ticking for her OnlyFans. But no,
You only got so many rides left in you, pal.
I think with all this, I agree. I think they're gonna lower the money because she obviously can't afford it. There's a lot that goes into this. Like we've
There
already
is,
jumped
yeah,
over
it's very
we've jumped over
complicated.
we've jumped over like 6 different points that I wanted to address each. Now I'm like trying to think back on what I was gonna talk about.
Yeah.
But
Did you
yeah,
see
she's
that?
definitely gonna
Did you see
she's
that
definitely
clip
gonna
of her when when she did the deposition like a few years before, and she slipped up by saying that she notified TMZ about the divorce settlement?
I did not see that.
No, oh, because that
No.
was one of the things that the Depp's lawyer Camille grilled her on. Because she said on the stand that she did not inform TMZ about any details about anything, and then
So she lied.
so in the deposition for the when the Depp sued that UK paper, and she had to appear for a deposition. In the deposition, she said something along the lines of like, I wanted to get a hold of Johnny before the info leaked out from TMZ, and as soon as she said TMZ, she like slaps her own face and like doesn't talk for like 10 seconds because
What
she
the
totally
fuck?
slipped it up. And then
Bro, she really was her own worst enemy, man.
yeah, I'm telling you, all her lawyers were like, Johnny, we got this. Fuck everybody else. Let's just get her on the stand and just let her talk.
This is a mess. This is such a mess.
Stay away from crazy women, folks.
There's so many points I wanted to talk about, but now I like forgot. But
Especially if you're an older man.
especially if you have money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think like I was saying, man, this is a really interesting case. I think this is one of those ones that's going to be there's going to be a lot happening after the trial. Like now that it's over, there's going to be a lot that's happening. Like I think they're going to appeal. I think there might be like an investigation into the jury. Because like I said, I was talking about that guy who was talking to his wife about how he thinks Amber's a psycho.
Yeah.
So they might appeal on the grounds that the jury was not a jury of her peers and was not an impartial jury to her or an impartial jury to the whole case.
That's
I think that's
interesting.
kind of I think that might like
I don't know how
obviously
far
she
they
can't
get with
pay.
that though,
Well,
because
like I mean, obviously she can't pay for it, so
yeah,
they have to do something in order to get
yeah.
her out of the boat of having to
But you
pay,
got to
or at
remember
least
this trial happened in Virginia, and it was just like 7 regular old townfolk Virginians that were.
well, laws are really like the whole court scene in Virginia is kind of ruined. That's why people sue all over the country. A lot of people that want high profile things to go like this or like high money stakes law, they don't sue in their normal state that it happened in or where they live. A lot of these things, a lot of these people sue in different states because laws are different. There's nothing
Really?
stopping you from suing. Yeah, most law in the United States, you don't have to sue in your state. You can sue them in a different state,
I did not
and
know that.
it's obvious. It's obviously bullshit. You shouldn't be able to do that, but it's a thing.
I
Like
wouldn't.
there's
I wouldn't
I
have
was
thought so. No.
I remember there was a big story. I watched a lot of like Last Week Tonight. You ever seen that show with John Oliver?
Yeah, I've seen it
The
before.
Brit. Yeah. So there's this one video he's talking about. It's called slap suits. The slap suits are like basically like bullshit. They're like bullshit suits that are designed to scare people more than actually get anything.
I'm not gonna
Like
lie. I'm not thinking about lawsuits now. I'm thinking about latex sex outfits.
that's funny. That's funny. You gonna buy one for
Talking about
Thanksgiving?
slap suits. I'm like, ooh, slap suits. What's he talking about
Yes.
there?
SLAPP. Get it out of your head. PP. There you go. Anyway,
Now he's talking about
so
little peepees. Continue, Matt.
with slap suits, they're basically lawsuits that are designed to scare people. So like Trump's done it before, other big executives of companies do it. Like I remember one time Trump sued a he sued like a news reporter for defamation, and he sued the guy, a regular news reporter for like a newspaper or a local magazine. He sued him for $1 billion,
Oh yeah.
billion with a B. And he was obviously was never going to be able to pay that. You couldn't make that in 5 lifetimes of the job he was doing. But he sued him to shut his mouth.
Yeah.
And I think, and it happens all over the country. You can sue in other states. So like the laws for suing people in different states than where it happens is something that should definitely be addressed, because I'm not saying that Johnny Depp sued her in Virginia specifically for a more beneficial like domestic violence laws or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a possibility. I'm not going to put words in
Yeah. Well,
Johnny's
of
mouth.
course it's a
I love Johnny
possibility.
Depp also. Like I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but like they're not from Virginia, I don't believe. I
Right.
don't think they live in Virginia. They live in LA, right? Or they live in fucking California? I don't think
I
they
would.
live
I
in
would
Virginia.
assume L.A., but who knows?
I don't remember.
Um,
But where I was going with all this is I think Amber and her, at least Amber's legal team, they need to figure out
they need to
something.
run away from her.
Well, yes,
She's
that's what they
batshit
need to do.
crazy.
That's what they need to do. But they need to figure out something for her to get an appeal, because she can't afford it. And I think they're either going to go on the grounds. Personally, my unprofessional opinion, as I've stated before, I think that they're going to either say it's on the grounds of not being able to afford it, or it was a non-impartial uh, jury. So I think there's a couple ways they could do this. I'm not a law student. I'm a criminal justice. I'm a criminal justice major, gone firefighter. So I can't speak for what they think they should do, but
He is a superhero, folks.
I am a superhero. Thank you. Cape's in the mail. It's coming soon.
Heard that.
Um, yes. It's just a picture of your face on it. It's the King. It's the King Boomer logo. That's great.
No, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. A superhero flying around with somebody else's face on their cape.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm doing. I'm here
My
for the.
God.
I'm here for all the boomers, and you're our voice. You're our voice. Anyway, so there's a couple ways they can go about it, but I think those two, in my unprofessional opinion, I think those are the two ways that they can go about appealing. Which the judge and all that has to accept the appeal, which I don't think it's going to
Is it
happen.
going to be the same judge though? If they went that route?
I don't know. I don't
Because
actually
if
think
it is, I'm sure she's probably like, I don't want to go through this shit again.
Well, it might be the same. It might be the same. Like, I think they have to do it in the same state.
Okay.
So I think they do it in the same state as the lawsuit gets filed in.
Yeah.
I believe, I don't remember, but to appeal to the state of Virginia again, or to appeal to the state of Virginia to do this trial again, or just an appeal. I don't know if they're going to buy it. I don't know if they're going to go in personally.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I said, I think
It
now
makes sense,
now that it's done, there's quite a few directions that this could go, and then there's always the whole direction of nothing happens. You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't
She
know.
has to
I think it's
find-
going to be like a settlement for less because Johnny's going to be like, well, I got you, so here, pay me this small amount and stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Johnny Depp is gonna do the full price. I mean, obviously he doesn't care about her anymore.
Yeah,
But-
and now he's more popular than he's ever been since he's been alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any news is good news. You know, or any publicity is good publicity.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's a whole
So-
weird thing with the lawsuits and changing states and so sometimes that happens with criminal activity too. Do you remember the DC sniper thing that happened like 20 years ago?
Which one?
The DC sniper, the guy that went around.
Was it the one where they're sniping people?
Yeah, just random people. Yeah,
I don't know.
him and
about
his
the
son,
details
and
of
like
that.
his son was sniping people out of the trunk of his car, and then they'd drive away. You don't remember that from 20 years ago? It was like a national news story.
I would have been like 7.
I remember it very well because I used to live there, and I was in middle school, and we had to stay in the fucking school the entire day.
Yeah, I was 7.
Yeah,
And I lived in the state of Florida.
yeah. But the reason
I don't know if I watched a lot of news. I'm pretty sure I was busy like playing Beyblades or watching Teenage Mutant
but it's a
Ninja Turtles
famous,
and stuff.
like, it's a famous, big time profile murder story. I mean,
Is it though?
Yeah,
I've
he
never
killed
heard
like
of it.
10 people and wounded like 15 others with that fucking rifle. And
That's not
he
even
was
a record
he
for the
killed
US.
people in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. And then, but the reason I brought that whole thing up was because when it came down to crunch time, when they finally caught the guy, and they were deciding what to do with him when they tried him, they were like, hand him over to fucking Virginia. And you know why?
Because they were really aggressive lawmakers in that state.
No, because of the 3 places, Maryland, DC, and Virginia, Virginia was the only one with the fucking death penalty.
Hell yeah!
They were like, this.
I don't know. I don't know about the death penalty myself. I've mixed
don't know either.
opinions on it. I have mixed opinions. Like, yeah, retribution is cool and all, but do you know how expensive it is to give someone the death penalty?
Really? I thought it would be more expensive to keep them alive. You're feeding them, you're giving them a home.
Food doesn't cost that much, and room and board
It does now.
doesn't. Well, yeah, obviously now, but yeah, if you think food costs a lot of money now, how about drugs to kill people? Probably costs a lot of money too. But
Yeah, but you're only doing it
Uh,
once. You're not re-injecting the motherfucker.
in certain cases, you are, because it is not medical professionals performing these things. It's literally against the Hippocratic Oath to commit death penalties. There's no doctor that does death penalties or does research into medicine regarding the death penalty because it's literally against it's against their code of do
The
no
good
harm.
old Hippocratic Oath.
Yes, but that being said, I mean the death penalty is a whole thing. Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it?
Yeah, but
fuck
it's
it, let's
like,
get it.
I mean, it's the state saying this person must die, and
It's really expensive to do the death penalty. Like you have to pay for all the law. Like you have to do the entire case. You have to pay all the people that like all the lawyers.
well,
and
you're going to
stuff.
do the case anyway if you're keeping him in prison for the rest of his life.
I don't know how to explain it. There's another video I watched about it, and it very much explains why the death penalty is like more expensive than people that do law will know. I don't really know how to explain it.
I mean, they could always go
it-
back to just hanging people.
That is true. There are actually people nowadays that are requesting hanging, firing squad, and an electric chair
Really?
over the death penalty or over lethal injection because it gets botched so many times.
Really?
Dude, the lethal injection gets botched so much. Like there's so much that goes into it. You need to sedate them. You need to paralyze them, and then you need to kill them. Like you sedate them so they don't feel anything, so you're not torturing somebody, or so that they're going under. You need to paralyze them so they don't fucking flail around. Have you ever like witnessed a lethal injection like on a video or anything like that?
No,
It's
I don't think I have.
disturbing. It's disturbing. Like the lethal injection stuff that they use, you're effectively inducing a heart attack into somebody, and they like, if they're not sedated and paralyzed, they like seize the fuck out, and they have a heart attack and seize right in front of people. It's disturbing, but they sedate people so they put them under, and then they paralyze them so they can't, so their body doesn't like automatically move around due to the drugs inside of them. Like, and that shit gets bought so much, and like there's so many stories of like people that get that get lethal injection that survived, that are like, this is the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. I don't even want to live at this point because it was so bad. Like, it literally, like, there was one guy who said it was.
I'm
it was
sorry.
like pouring.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's like I didn't realize there were so many problems with lethal injections.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
It's fucked up. Let's just go back to hanging people. We can let Texas sort it out because they're the front runners on these kinds of issues.
You know, it's some of the craziest things about it. Like, the people that do lethal injection or that are in charge of lethal injection are like coroners and medical examiners, and they know nothing about this stuff because they're not doctors that do anesthetics. They examine dead people.
Yeah.
They're and there's no medical professional that's allowed to administer these things because it's the Hippocratic Oath. So it's usually just like a fucking cop or like a corrections officer or someone that doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
No idea how to establish IVs. Like, dude, it's so bad.
This is making me like so. This is not making me against the death penalty, but it's making me against lethal injections.
If we're gonna do the death penalty, just do other stuff. Like, I agree. Like, dude, firing squad. Do you know how cheap bullets are?
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not that expensive.
No, they're not.
Like, at the end of the day, they're really not.
It's like 40 cents, 50 cents a bullet.
Do you know how expensive rope is? No, it's like mankind's third invention. It's not expensive. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. There's a lot they could do. There's one
Save
guy,
the taxpayers' money. Vote for hangings today.
There was one guy who was in the news. This was like, I remember I was watching a video about it. It was like 8 years ago.
Don't squirt your injection. Squirt your bullets.
Exactly. Paint the walls. Anyway, so there was a guy like 8 years ago who was supposed to get the lethal injection, and he was trying to get a lawyer to like have it changed to fucking guillotine instead.
Oh no.
Can you imagine
that fucking bloody mess?
Jesus. I'd honestly, if it was between guillotine and lethal injection, I'm taking guillotine.
Really?
Personally. Dude, lethal injection sucks. Dude,
no, I want my body to look good in a casket.
I want my headless body holding my head in its hands. That's how I want to be buried. Just holding my head.
Casket, head in the hands.
Yes, exactly it. I want the casket to be extra tall to fit my head, and I want it to be held in my hands. Yes.
And the priest pulls the head out. Look at this man. He was too young.
Well, if you're getting firing squad or being hung,
That's the one I would go for. Is firing squad. That's
I
like,
wouldn't want to be hung. Like, I mean, getting hanged is basically just breaking your neck immediately.
yeah.
If
Well,
they
it
drop
either
far enough,
happens
like,
that way or it doesn't happen correctly, and you get strangled to death.
I mean, did you see how far Saddam Hussein dropped? Saddam Hussein dropped like 20 feet.
Oh my god.
They dropped that motherfucker.
Yeah, that is
Like,
that.
that guy's neck.
That was
But,
a
like,
warning to the world. That execution.
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah. So, well, firing squad and hanging, it's not going to look good in the casket either.
Well, firing squad.
gonna
If they all hit you in the chest.
Yeah, you're also asking like 6 people to accurately fire at the chest. If they're firing, are they all taking one
Yeah,
shot?
they're
Or are they
professionals.
fucking? Oh, they don't like dump a clip out. I don't know. They dump? Do they dump a mag?
They literally
Or do
like
just fire
they literally
once?
find their like best shooters and like we're sorry, but we need you to do this duty for us and execute this man.
They should bring back muskets for that.
Muskets.
Yes, specifically muskets. All
Hey, I
all
love a
death
good musket.
penalty- All death penalty firing squads must be by musket now. But no,
It wouldn't be good for TV though because the smoke would get in the way and you wouldn't see the body.
that's fair. Are we televising this? Are we televising all?
This is like that George Carlin bit where he's talking about all the different ways you can raise money by putting public executions on TV.
It's a good way to. People would probably watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People love that shit.
Yeah,
Ever seen those
he
videos,
said
like-
in the stand-up, he said people would skip church to watch this shit.
Yeah, they probably would.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, there's videos of fucking Taliban and ISIS and stuff sawing people's heads off on the internet that have
Oh, I know, yeah.
millions upon millions of views. Like people, it's messed up as it sounds. People are into that. People are like love.
I
watching
saw
this
one
stuff.
of those because like it was like almost 20 years
was a
ago. It was
pop-up,
like
probably.
it was like the grainy internet video days when I saw one of those. So it wasn't that
Yeah.
clear, but it was still fucking horrifying.
Exactly. That's the point. So like, I people might pay for that. People might want to watch that, like the death penalty stuff. But I don't know.
How would you go? How would
wait.
you go out? If you
Are we
committed,
talking about, like-
if you committed a crime and they sentenced you to death, what would be the method of death you would choose?
Are we talking about something that's been used, or are we talking about something stupid? Because I want to go.
No,
stupid
I'm being
here.
dead serious. Like, what
I would probably go firing squad.
firing squad?
If I were to, yeah, I would go firing squad. But if I really got to pick, I want to go out like gladiator style. Like put me in.
Oh, they're not
An
going to let
arena.
you fight back.
No, not people. I want to be put in an arena. I want to fight like a bear or a lion to the death. To the death. I get one weapon. I got to fight a bear, and if I beat the bear, 2 more take its place, like gauntlet style. If I somehow manage to beat those 2 bears, 4 bears take its place. And
What
then
if you
a
beat
number
the bear and they give you
exponentially-
your freedom?
Then I'm fucking dude. If I gotta kill 1 bear for every time I get freedom, dude, I would commit so many crimes. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'll tell you one thing: you ain't beating that fucking bear, Matt.
Probably not.
That thing.
Do I get a
that
weapon?
thing, dude? You know how strong a fucking bear is. That thing can slap a
very
refrigerator across a football field,
They're very strong.
like it's nothing.
I'll fight a panda bear. Those things are fucking nothing.
A bear
They're
would. A
strong
bear
too.
would like. He would be so non-concerned with your ass. Like you could probably like stab it 18 times, and he would let you do it, and then finally be like, "I've had enough." SWAT.
I'd fight a bear. I'd fight a bear.
I know you would.
I don't know.
But so
Superhero.
firing squad it is then.
Firing squad. What about you?
I'm the exact same way. I would say firing squad. I would have said lethal injection up until this conversation popped up.
Yeah.
But
Yo,
now it's firing squad.
hey, where the hell did our podcast episode go?
Hey, that's
That got-
yeah.
Why are we talking about the death penalty? I don't even remember.
No, well, we were talking about like for and it, like whether we were for and against it first, and it molded into like if we became criminals, what would be our
mean, I'm
method to do it?
I'm mixed opinions about the death penalty.
I am too. It's not like there's I know there's good
I'm not
reasons
one of those
for it and good
people
reasons against it.
I'm not one of those people that like gets off to the idea of having the death penalty. Like, dude,
No,
there's so
no.
many people. Oh my god, those people are so cringe, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know.
Well, the
I,
most of them live in Texas.
politics of any kind are the people that are like super passionate about any kind of politics are cringe as hell.
Yep.
It's oh, it's so gross. Like,
It
ugh,
really is. And you know me, I'm one of those people who like if you're all for one team or all for the other, then then
you're stupid.
you're I wouldn't say stupid. I would just say you're
Short-sighted, I think is a good word.
no. I would say
All right, well, just
I
fuck
would
me
say
then,
a
I guess.
sheep because you're basically just becoming a mouthpiece for whichever team you chose. You know what I mean?
That is true. I mean, look at there's so dude like
We've had political talks before. Me and you, we're both like mixed on like everything. There's
yeah. I mean, I think we're both like. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I could pick like if I'm right leaning or left leaning because I like things on both sides. You
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
I think there's a lot. That's why I just call myself a libertarian because I just want freedom. I just want freedom for all my Americans to be able to do whatever they want.
I actually follow a couple libertarians on YouTube now.
A couple
I
of them
like
are
I
crazy.
like some of the talking points they make, but like in the back of my mind, like because a lot of their ideas I like, but it's
Well,
as I hear them
there's
talk, I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, nobody's ever gonna let you do this shit, pal. You know? We're too deep seated in that two party system that's got everybody in a fucking ruckus. It's like hopeless.
um there are people that are part of the Libertarian Party that are so there's like this there I forget what it's called.
Libertarians tend to lean more conservative.
Well, they're pro freedom. They're basically like it's basically the message of libertarianism is basically like in a nutshell as much freedom for the individual American as possible with
Right.
as little government oversight as possible.
Right.
Like,
And
and they don't,
I'm
and a lot of
completely on
libertarians
board with
don't
that.
care. A lot of libertarians don't care about state government or even local government. A lot of them just don't like the federal government, which I don't blame them. But
Yeah, but
there's
there's some libertarians that really don't like state government either.
well,
I haven't heard any talk about.
those are all sovereigns.
Yeah,
Those are all sovereign citizens. Like those people are those people are the worst. Like when I was going to be a cop before I switched, bro, sovereign citizens was like preached to be this massive fucking problem in America. There's like 7 sovereign citizens left, but sovereign citizens are crazy. Like, and I sorry if you're in, or if sorry if there's a sovereign citizen that somehow watches your YouTube channel, but you're a fucking psycho. Um, that it's like they don't carry any ID. They just drive. They get in their car. They just do whatever they want. They don't pay taxes. They don't have like licenses. They don't have addresses. I'm like, dude, how do you even like get fucking mail? How do you get a job? You don't have an
yeah. My
address or a license.
one of my friends has like an uncle like that. He lives like out in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't pay tax.
I was gonna say
He
there's
pays
like
everything in cash. He doesn't have any like documentation or anything. Like at one point he did, but you know he's basically like living off the grid. But it's not like he's living in the fucking wilderness or anything. He's living in a house. It's just like there's no paperwork for anything.
I was gonna say there's a difference between like living off the grid and like being a sovereign citizen.
Yeah,
I think living off the grid is really cool. I've always like fantasized like being in the woods, just like kind of living like fucking
yeah.
cavemen used to do. But
But that's basically
people
like
are,
what these people you're talking about are doing. They just they just don't take it a step further to where I'm going to build a log cabin and live here.
I
You
think
know?
sovereign citizens kind of take advantage of the system a bit because they're not insured. They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have licenses. They don't have addresses. Like they kind of just like they still benefit from American society and government without having to do anything like pay taxes or anything like that. So I think that's a little unfair. But there's also people like Jeff Bezos that don't pay taxes, but that's a whole other can of worms. But
Does he not?
not really.
I don't know.
He paid like
Apparently, Elon Musk pays
$0.
a lot of taxes.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos paid like $0 like 2 years ago. or something like that. I
Really?
remember it was on TV. He paid no money in his taxes, for what I saw. But
It could have
I don't know.
just been a hit piece on him.
There was this. Oh, I forgot the point I was talking about, the libertarian thing.
Yeah.
There's this small group of libertarians that I think they call themselves Federalists, and I forget.
Who's their
But
leader? George Washington?
that's the point I'm actually getting to. They want the laws to be reformed back into like 18th century United States laws.
Yeah, like when the ink wasn't even dry on the fucking Constitution.
Exactly. Like they want laws back then. I'm like, dude, so much has changed. So much has changed.
Yeah.
It's not feasible. But I don't know. I think politics.
That sounds like more like a cult.
It kind of is. It kind of is. That's the thing. Like politics is weird, man. This is why I like, other than like you, because I can talk to you about this kind of stuff. Like we obviously like on our podcast, but we also talk about this stuff outside of it.
Right.
I don't talk about politics really with anybody except for like you, and then like my whole group with like Trevor and all them.
Yeah.
Because everybody else either is uninformed.
I actually saw Trevor the other night. He came into my work like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's
great guy. Shout out to Trevor if you listen.
Like most people that I talked about this stuff, or used to talk to, because I don't talk to people about this shit anymore, they're either uninformed or they're so disgustingly on one side and against the other that anything you say that's not on their side is irrelevant and is almost like insulting to them.
See, that's what I think is worse than being uninformed.
I honestly agree, because you can learn about stuff.
Exactly.
Like I've been uninformed before, and then I started to.
Everybody's been uninformed at one point.
I'm still uninformed.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm still in the dark. I'm still in the dark about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but that being said, I think I don't know. I think people that exactly what we were talking about, just being like a partisan mouthpiece, is just gross. Like Tucker Carlson's of the world and the Tommy Lahrens of the world. I'm not a big Hassan Piker guy. That's just me.
Who the fuck is
I'm not
that?
a big fan of him. He's some super hardcore left wing guy. Nah, I shouldn't even say that.
The first one that popped into my head was Don Lemon.
I think you've talked to me about him before. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's on CNN. He's
his last name is Lemon.
His last name is Lemon. Yeah.
Is it spelled? Don't tell me it's spelled.
Yeah, he's kind of like a light skinned black anchor on CNN. He's very sharp, but he's very condescending. And
Don Lemon. Okay.
Yeah. You've seen him.
I know
before.
him. I've seen him before. Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah. But yeah, guys like that, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson makes me laugh sometimes, but he's a jackass.
He is a jackass. Tommy Lahren's. I don't like Tommy Lahren.
Oh God, no, no. Hey, who would you rather sleep with, Tommy Lahren or Amber Heard?
Fuck you. I mean, Tommy, I guess.
Really? Which one do you think is better in the sack?
I think Tommy like starfishing.
Say that again. You cut out for a bit.
I could see. I said I don't know. I could see Tommy Lahren being a starfish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, Tommy's hotter. Tommy's definitely hotter than Amber, I think. But Tommy Lahren is also.
I can't even get like I just can't get past their obnoxious craziness in order to even look at in order to even fucking comment about their looks. Really, for me, it's like it's both of them just.
It's a shallow puddle at best.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Except one of them's employed now, one of them's not. So,
do you think Amber's gonna find work?
No, she's been. If I'll tell you what, they say never, but I will say not in the next 10 years.
I think it's gonna take her a while. Yeah, watch her find a job like next year.
And
She got booted off of.
she literally got humiliated and judged by the world on the she was the center of news for 2 straight months, and she just got dragged through the coals like multiple times. She's done.
Yeah, all of that, everything was exposed. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff, all that information, everything was exposed.
Yeah.
And
the wild shit was like Johnny, in order to get this done, he had to basically like tell everybody how much of a drug addict and an alcoholic he was, and he came out of the end of the sewage pipe squeaky clean.
He really did.
Yeah, but that was I think that was another tactic by them. Like, hey, look, I might be this junky fucking alcoholic guy, but I don't hit women, and this bitch is fucking crazy, and she was the one abusing me, so
yeah,
that whole shit's still wild to me. That's because I remember when it first started going on, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to pay attention to this, and then I could not stop watching it. That was like me, like the morning routine for me and Callie was like, get up, turn on the fucking trial.
Damn.
Yeah. And I don't know, she liked it even more than I did. But she's also a big Johnny Depp fan. Like, she was really invested in it, and like, that's like her boy, I
thought Eminem was her boy.
Oh, it's Eminem and Johnny Depp. Those are the two.
Yeah. The Queen does love her Eminem.
Yes.
I mean, I love Johnny Depp. I'm actually a pretty big Johnny Depp fan. Dude, I got friends on like Facebook and stuff that are like, unadd me if you're a Johnny Depp supporter. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly.
Really? You have those? I haven't seen any of those.
I have like one.
One?
And I keep seeing her share stuff, bro. I keep seeing her share stuff, and it's so cringe. It's so cringe.
She's supposed to, do I know this person?
I don't think so. Probably not. No.
No. Okay.
She's posted the same article called "The Assassination of Amber Heard" like 3 times, and like she's like, "Read this if you're not a dumb motherfucker." I'm like, calm down. All right, calm down.
Yeah, there's nothing more self-righteous than a Facebook warrior.
I mean, honestly, are they both probably like garbage humans deep down? Probably. As much as I like,
I don't think Johnny Depp's a garbage human. I don't think he's.
He's a recycle.
What does that mean? He's
not as bad as garbage.
Oh, he's a recycle.
He's not as bad as garbage. No, I love Johnny Depp though, but like, I mean, there were a couple things, if they're true from the trial, a couple little fucked up things Johnny Depp did, and obviously Amber Heard is a living.
But did they come out of fucking Amber Heard's mouth though? Because if they did, I don't believe a fucking word of it.
Well, there's a couple like text stuff exchanged between him and Paul Bettany and stuff.
Oh yeah, the text that Johnny put out, some of them were they were so bad, as in like, you should not say things like that, but they were also fucking hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing about the trial. Like, dude, this shit's so funny. Yeah. Like, but are they both bad humans to a certain degree? Yes. As much as I love Johnny Depp, he's a couple things that he did was a little messed up. But then you have Amber Heard on the other side, where everything she does is just
her own family won't even, other than her sister, her own family won't even go there to fucking defend her.
Exactly my point.
And almost none of her friends, and the friends that she did have testify for, like, I remember one of them was like, they had just asked her straight up, "Is Amber Heard your friend?" And she was like, "Define friend."
Damn.
Like,
damn.
Yeah, and then
Bro,
she was.
You're at her trial, supposed to be defending her, and you're like, "What does friend mean?"
Yeah, exactly. And you never see, like, all Johnny Depp's got people that he had testify for him were like, not only friends but like ex-lovers and shit. All this.
Yeah, like these people can support them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was something I was gonna mention But it slipped my mind again. I got to train my mind to hang on to these thoughts.
I mean, to be fair, we have kind of been rapid firing this podcast.
Yes, we have.
To a whole bunch of different points.
Yeah,
which has been good. It's been good. I think we covered a lot so far on this whole thing.
Yeah, we have.
This whole case.
Oh, did you? Oh, I was gonna say. Speaking of Johnny's text messages, did you see that one bit where the Amber Heard's defense team made Johnny read one of his own messages?
Or was it like a sad thing?
No, it was hilarious. He literally. They were like, Mr. Depp, could you please read this for us? Because these are your words in a text message. And then he was like, is the slippery whore there that I used to donate my jizz to?
God.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And he's like, and then he was like, I think he said something at the end. He was like, was that okay for you? Something like that.
Jesus.
Some of those texts that he called her like a cum dumpster. He called her a floppy fish house. Like all these different things. And it's like, and like every time, like, because I think it's even funnier when Amber Heard's lawyers read the text because it's coming out like in that really awkward, like professional tone. Almost like a fucking text-to-speech computer guy is like reading it off for you.
Yeah.
But those exchanges, like that was the one thing that kind of weirded me out about Johnny was his text messages because they were all long and all had like tons of. You know how like we text, it's just like we don't even use like parentheses or we don't even use question marks or exclamation points most of the time. Because we're dudes, we don't bother with that shit really. But Johnny's always had like ... three periods and then a pause and then like all this extra quotation marks, capital letters on like half of the words. It's just really fucking strange.
Right. I don't know. I think all that text message stuff is pretty funny. But I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that point.
Neither do I.
I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously you don't know. Was my point, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been a long day.
It has.
But
what about what else is going on right now?
I'm seeing that new Tom Cruise.
I've heard that movie. Every single review that I've heard from every single outlet that I've seen or heard from says it's fucking amazing.
I've heard it's really good. That's why I want to see it.
And I didn't even like the original Top Gun.
I haven't seen the original Top Gun in such a long time. I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched it.
I didn't even like it, but apparently this new one is like it's getting praise from everybody.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on.
Which I kind of like because it gives a spot, a shining spot to a film that's not about a superhero for once in a while.
That is true. I'm also seeing. We might see the new Jurassic World movie on Thursday. I'm not sure yet. I think
I'm not seeing that.
I haven't seen the other one.
You mean the new ones?
Like I saw the first Jurassic World, the first Chris Pratt one.
Yeah.
I never saw the second one, and now they're doing the third one. I haven't seen the third one.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I haven't seen the third one.
There was only one good Jurassic Park movie, and that was the original.
I can side with that.
The second one that came out, Lost World. Yeah, the Lost World Jurassic Park. I think that was a noble attempt at a sequel. There's parts in there that are good. There's parts in there that are bad. But the film looks great. And then Jurassic Park 3, it was bad.
I mean, the whole premise of Jurassic Park movies are, this is where we keep the dinosaurs. Oh no, the dinosaurs are gone.
Yeah.
Oh yay, we've captured the dinosaurs. We'll never make that mistake again.
And they keep making it,
and that's the entire premise of Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movies.
It's like, well, I mean, that original Jurassic Park movie was the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
Really?
Yeah. Talk about your first movie.
I don't remember the first movie I saw.
Well, I mean,
That's
I
something
was. It came out in
that's-
1993. I was 5 years old.
Fair enough.
But my dad took me to see it. That Dilophosaurus in that movie, it still scares the shit out of me to this day. That thing where it flares the fins out of its face.
He is a little spooky.
But
He is definitely a little spooky.
since we're on the subject of Jurassic Park, I feel like I trash a lot of franchises now on this podcast.
I mean,
but guess
I'm
what?
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I love you, but you're kind of a hater.
Kind of. Yeah. Hey.
You're kind of a hater.
No. Here's the thing: is like I love things when they first come out. I'm like, oh, this is great, and then as they keep making more and more, they get so fucking bad to the point where they're offensive. And it's
Cough, cough. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Cough.
no.
cough.
Hey, I wouldn't say Marvel Cinematic Universe is offensive. I think the Star Wars universe right now is offensive. But not the Marvel's. Marvel still puts out good stuff from time to time. I will give them that.
Hey,
my biggest complaint was just the whole thing where I shouldn't have to watch the television shows in order to know what the fuck's going on in a movie. That's the only problem I have with Marvel right now.
Yeah, I saw I saw a meme and thought of you. It was like your grandson in 2053 seeing a Marvel movie and having to watch 186 Marvel movies
God.
and 53 TV shows just to understand the premise.
Yeah, well, if it tanks, they'll just start it over again.
That is true.
You know, that's what they always do.
Since we're on the subject of movies, and we kind of just briefly went into Marvel for a split second there.
Yeah.
Thor 4 comes out in the beginning of July.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm super hyped about this movie.
I don't really care, honestly.
God damn it, Brian.
I mean,
Christian Bale's the villain. Like, he's playing Gore the God Butcher. I'm pretty excited about that. Christian Bale.
Oh, Christian Bale's in it.
He's the villain. He's the main villain of the movie.
Really?
Yes. Dude, have you? Here, I got you. I got you right now. I got you right now.
Here we go.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull up a picture of him as the bad guy. There's a couple.
Well, it's Christian Bale, so he probably looks nuts. He probably either put on 80 pounds or lost 75 pounds.
Yeah, that is true. Bam, right there.
What the fuck is that?
That's Gore the God Butcher.
Oh my God, he looks like something out of A Christmas Carol.
There's a couple like super actiony looking shots.
You know what he looks like? He looks like, actually, I'm kind of mad now because he looks like a ripoff of what were those things? Yeah, he looks like one of those things from the 300 movie. Remember when he has to climb up the mountain and visit those 5 fucking weirdos at the top of the thing that like
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. That is a fucking look though.
No, it's a look, bro. I think like the second one I sent you, that's the one that's like the cinematic shot from the trailer of them like first revealing him.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool, man. I think he looks easy, but it's also Christian Bale. Like I think Christian Bale is one of the better actors of our time.
Christian Bale's amazing.
I love Christian Bale movies. I mean, you know, I'm a big
fucking crazy
guy.
though. I mean,
one
of these days he's gonna he does like that like weight gain or weight loss for like every single role.
He's a method actor.
Yeah.
He does that.
I'm telling you, one of these days, if he keeps that up, like one of these days, it's gonna fucking kill him. Because he's got to be like what, like 50 now or something like that.
Christian Bale is. He's only 48. I thought he was like 50 something.
I thought he was like right on 50. So I was really close.
Okay. Did you ever see that movie that he did, The Machinist?
Yes.
Okay. Remember how skinny he was in that?
Fucking terrifyingly skinny.
Do you remember how much weight he lost to be The Machinist? Do you want to know how much he weighed in that movie?
He weighed like 115 pounds or something, right?
He weighed 110 pounds.
Yeah.
He was 173.
Yeah.
When he got assigned the role, he lost 63 pounds and almost died.
Yeah.
He actually confirmed, like in an interview, he almost died.
And here's another pickle for you. You know what his next film was after The Machinist?
Wasn't it The Dark Knight?
Batman Begins.
Or Batman Begins, and he got fucking
And he got
yoked.
jacked for that role. And guess what? When he first showed up to film for Batman, he was too jacked. So they made him lose 30. They made him lose 30 pounds because he showed up too jacked. How fucking nuts is that?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like he was so jacked that like everybody on set was calling him Fat Man.
I don't have it in me, man. I don't have it in me to do that. If I'm ever a famous actor, I don't know if I have that in me, man.
That's fucking insane. It's like that goes to like whole other extreme. I mean, part of me admires it, but at a certain age, I don't think you should do it anymore. And like, there's Gary Oldman is a good example because he did that film Darkest Hour, which where he played Winston Churchill and won an Oscar for. And he was wearing all that makeup to look like him, and you know he looks like fat as shit because it's Winston Churchill. But it's all him in a bodysuit. He didn't gain. Yeah. They actually asked him. I think this is right. I think they asked him to put on weight for the role, and he was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? I'm 60 years old. It'll fucking kill me if I do that." So they were like, "Well, what can we do?" And he was like, "I know a guy who does great makeup and can make a fat suit for me. Let's do that."
And I'm looking at pictures of it. Like it actually looks really believable. Like here,
what, him as Winston Churchill? Yeah.
Like look at that.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
That doesn't look like a fat suit at all.
And then you know, one of the movies we recently watched, Colin Farrell as the Penguin. That was a fat suit too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Colin Farrell. That's not all Colin Farrell under that costume.
Yeah, yeah.
And it definitely doesn't look like him anymore. Ugh. He played such a great Penguin though. I loved him as a Penguin.
That's the face only a mother could love.
Yeah. Look at that.
No, look at that chin.
Yeah, and the scar on his face.
That chin looks like my.
Do you remember the last time we talked when we were talking about Star Wars and how I said you can't, like, one of the biggest pet peeves I have is you can't break rules that you establish in like the first movie or two?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think the problem is that I have with the new Jurassic World movies?
That they break rules?
Yeah, but can you? I'm quizzing you right now. Can you think of a specific one that I might feel is absolutely blasphemous and that I have a major problem with?
Is it the fact that he tames a velociraptor?
Bingo.
Wow, I got that right.
You did.
Wow, look at dude, I'm so fucking smart. Oh my god. Anyway,
that's why we know each other so well. But let me say, because this is why I'm saying that, because, you know, taming the raptors is fine. It looks cool on the screen. I'm sure you can do a lot of cute stuff with a fucking big old raptor. But what is the whole entire premise of the first Jurassic Park movie that was made? How is the park set up? Where are the different animals located?
They have their own sections.
Right. Where is the raptors section?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It is.
Sorry, I failed you.
There's no fence. It's a cage. It is literally a prison cell where they keep the raptors. Why? Because they are the most dangerous fucking thing in the park.
Honestly.
And they literally have a guy, a hunting guy, who is his main job is to watch over these motherfuckers and make sure none of them get out.
And they got out.
Yeah. But it's the whole movie. It's like the villain of the Jurassic Park movie is the raptors. And all throughout the movie, you always hear a character saying, like, these are the ones that you do not want to face. These are the ones that you do not want to encounter under any circumstances. And then by the time we get to Jurassic World, we're training these little fucking bastards.
Yeah. I agree with that whole breaking rules thing, especially when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Because the whole point, like, you're right. That whole point of the first movie is that they're the bad guys, and then all of a sudden they have the technology to make them not the bad guys.
What's the very first scene of the movie? Remember, they're trying to transport that one raptor into the cage, and he almost gets out and he fucking mauls a guy. And then they're all trying to zap him while he's still like eating the guy alive, going, "Shoot her! Shoot her!"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the villain of the movie, and then by the time we get to Jurassic World, they're fucking pets now. Because we think they're cute. Fuck off. Because the Raptors are badass. I love the Raptors of Jurassic Park. But I want them to be badass, and I want them to be the bad guys in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It makes sense for them to be.
Even in Jurassic World, the sequel, the multiple times throughout the thing, every character is like, well, we're in a shit now, and they're like, yeah, well, wait till we see the fucking raptors, then we're in real trouble.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, actually, the one of the sickest scenes ever that I love is actually from the Lost World Jurassic Park. Do you remember when that crew of guys, they just got away from the T-Rex and they're running through that grass field?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the raptors' heads pop out from the top of the grass, and then they all just start slowly closing in on them, like sneaking up on them. And you see it from like an aerial shot where the grass is bending down where the raptors are coming in.
Yeah.
That is a fucking awesome shot. I love that shot.
Powerful scene.
Yeah. They fucked it up afterwards though, because the raptors have killed like almost all of those people, and then the three main characters get to that town and the raptors can't fucking grab them. That was the bad part, but that one shot was that was worth it in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, these franchises need to stop breaking their own rules.
I agree.
Yeah. Anything else you want to touch up on there, big guy?
Not really. I think this was a pretty successful episode. I mean, it was like 80% Amber Heard, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't enjoy talking about that crazy woman?
Exactly.
You know. I mean, hey, think about it. She took a shit that cost her over $10 million. $10 million.
That's a crazy thought when you put it that way.
Yeah, that one shit cost her $10 million, folks. So do us a favor. When you take a poop, make sure you drop it in the toilet.
Otherwise, you might lose $10 million.
I don't even know where I was going with that. I just felt like I had to say something really weird. So we'll end it on that note.
All right. I was about to say, are we still recording?
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Be on the lookout for more videos because I got a bunch of them that I've already recorded. They will be coming out soon. And Matt, thank you for joining us once again. I will be in Aruba for the next 3 days, so maybe next time I come on, I'll tell you all about it.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Say goodbye, Matt.
Peace out, everybody.
See you, folks.